Do you ever feel stuck in the same routine, unsure of how to break free from the noise of everyday life? The life you have led doesn't need to be the only life you have. That's a powerful reminder from the great philosopher, James Baldwin. If you're tired of feeling lost, overwhelmed, or directionless, you're not alone. Many people are trapped in a cycle of stress, uncertainty, and regret. But what if I told you that one day could change it all? In the next few minutes, I'm going to share 7 life-changing principles inspired by Stoic philosophy that can help you reclaim control, find purpose, and start living the life you truly desire. Stay tuned. Your transformation starts now. Number 1, the power of action. Many of us are familiar with the feeling of waiting for the right moment to begin something important. We often think, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait until the circumstances are perfect. But in reality, the perfect moment rarely comes. And the longer we wait, the further we drift from our goals. People who don't take action find themselves stuck, constantly thinking about what they could do, but never actually doing it. It's a common trap, waiting for external conditions to align instead of taking control of the one thing we can always control, our actions. Without action, even the best ideas or plans remain fantasies. The truth is, it's the people who take small steps, even in imperfect conditions, who ultimately make progress and build the life they desire. Research has shown that action is an essential element for success and personal growth. A study conducted by the Dominican University of California revealed that individuals who wrote down their goals and committed to taking action were 42% more likely to achieve them. This shows that simply deciding to take action increases the likelihood of success. The reason action works so effectively is rooted in science. When we act, even in small ways, we activate the brain's neuroplasticity, the ability of our brains to form new connections. Each small action, whether it's sending an email, making a phone call, or exercising for just a few minutes, reinforces our ability to take more action in the future. This compounding effect of action leads to progress, no matter how small the steps may seem. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, put it succinctly when he said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Taking action, no matter how small, is the antidote to wasting time. It's the first step in making every moment count. In real-life terms, the key to harnessing the power of action is to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start with what you have. If you want to get fit, don't worry about working out for an hour or following a complex routine. Just get up and stretch for a minute or two. If you want to learn a new skill, don't aim to master it right away. Just spend 5 minutes reading or watching something about it. The first step is often the hardest, but once you take it, momentum builds. Over time, these small actions compound, and before you know it, you've made significant progress. Perfection isn't the goal. Consistent action is. Instead of waiting for everything to align perfectly, focus on what you can do today, because every small step forward is a victory in itself. Number 2, life-changing moments. Most of us wait for life-changing moments to arrive on their own, believing they will happen suddenly and dramatically. We expect a big life-altering event, a promotion, a new relationship, a moment of realization that will set us on a new path. However, the truth is that life-changing moments are rarely as spontaneous as we think. People who don't embrace these moments as they come often miss opportunities for growth. They wait for dramatic shifts rather than recognizing that change can be gradual and come from the most ordinary of experiences. What many fail to see is that we often create life-changing moments through our decisions, through our actions, and sometimes through our responses to life's challenges. These small shifts in mindset and behavior have the power to reshape our entire lives. Science and philosophy both emphasize the transformative power of moments, particularly when we learn to embrace them. Research in psychology reveals that transformative experiences, even small ones, can reshape our worldview. In his book, The Power of Moments, Chip Heath talks about the science behind these pivotal experiences, showing that we can create peak moments in our lives by consciously seeking out experiences that challenge us, push us outside of our comfort zones, or help us see the world in new ways. Philosophers like Epictetus believed that moments of adversity or challenge are often the ones that lead to the greatest personal growth. He famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. These small, everyday experiences, when viewed through the right lens, have the potential to change us deeply. Life-changing moments aren't always big or dramatic. Sometimes they're the quiet shifts in perspective that occur when we choose to reflect, learn, or change. In practical terms, creating your own life-changing moments starts with being present and open to the possibilities each day offers. Instead of waiting for something major to happen, begin to see every interaction, every challenge, and even every failure as an opportunity for growth. If you face a setback, don't view it as a defeat, but as a chance to reassess and improve. If you meet someone new, engage with them fully, as it could lead to a new perspective or opportunity. The key is to actively seek out moments that push you forward, whether through a conversation, a learning experience, or a difficult decision. You don't need to wait for life to hand you a turning point. Life-changing moments are often made, not found. By recognizing the potential in every moment, you can create the changes you desire. Number 3, how to stay calm under pressure. When we face pressure, whether it's at work, in relationships, or during personal challenges, many people instinctively react with anxiety, frustration, or fear. These responses, though natural, often make the situation worse. They cloud our judgment and prevent us from taking effective action. People who don't practice staying calm under pressure can find themselves overwhelmed, making hasty decisions that they later regret. In high-stress moments, they become reactive rather than proactive, losing control of their emotions and their actions. The key to handling pressure is not about avoiding it, but about learning how to manage our response. When we master this, we not only preserve our peace of mind, but also make better decisions. Research into stress management shows that our ability to stay calm under pressure significantly impacts both our mental and physical health. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, people who practice mindfulness and emotional regulation experience less stress and improved well-being in high-pressure situations. Studies also highlight the importance of the body's physiological response to stress, showing that taking slow, deep breaths can help lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and restore balance. Philosophers, especially those in the Stoic tradition, have long emphasized the power of maintaining composure in the face of adversity. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea suggests that no matter what external pressures we face, we always have control over our internal reactions. In practical terms, staying calm under pressure starts with a mindset shift. When stress arises, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. This simple act can interrupt the flood of anxiety and bring clarity. Another effective strategy is to reframe the situation. Instead of viewing it as a crisis, see it as a challenge or an opportunity for growth. Recognize that stress is often temporary, and your ability to stay composed will determine how well you handle it. Focus on what you can control in the moment, whether it's your breath, your response, or your next action. By consistently practicing these techniques, you'll build resilience and become more adept at maintaining your calm during difficult situations. The more you practice staying calm under pressure, the easier it becomes to navigate the inevitable challenges of life with grace and confidence. Number 4, focus on what you can control. Most people spend a significant amount of their mental and emotional energy worrying about things that are beyond their control, external events, the behavior of others, or outcomes that they cannot influence. This focus on the uncontrollable can lead to feelings of frustration, helplessness, and anxiety. Instead of directing energy towards what we can influence, many end up getting caught in a cycle of stress over things they have no power over. This constant worrying can drain our resources and keep us from making meaningful progress in our lives. Focusing on what you can control is essential for peace of mind and effective action. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Epictetus, famously highlighted the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what isn't. In his discourses, Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us and some things are not." He encouraged us to focus on our own actions, thoughts, and attitudes, elements we have direct control over, while letting go of the need to control external events. Modern research on stress and mental health supports this idea. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that individuals who focus on what they can control, rather than ruminating on external factors, are less likely to experience burnout and are more successful in achieving their goals. By accepting the limits of our influence, we free ourselves from the unnecessary burden of trying to change things that are out of our hands. In practical terms, focusing on what you can control begins with mindfulness and self-awareness. When you encounter a challenge, take a moment to assess the situation and identify what aspects you can influence. If you're stressed about an upcoming presentation, for example, focus on preparing to the best of your ability, practicing your speech, refining your message, and calming your nerves. However, don't waste energy on worrying about the audience's reaction or external factors that may arise. The same principle applies to personal relationships. You can control how you communicate, how you listen, and how you respond, but you can't control others' reactions or behaviors. By continually reminding yourself to direct your energy towards your own actions, you'll find a greater sense of peace and empowerment. Over time, this habit becomes second nature, and you'll feel less overwhelmed by the unpredictable nature of life. Number 5, taking responsibility. Many people often find themselves pointing fingers when things go wrong. It's easier to blame others, external circumstances, or bad luck than to acknowledge our own role in the outcome. This habit of avoiding personal responsibility can lead to a cycle of self-pity, frustration, and stagnation. Without taking responsibility for our actions, we remain stuck in a passive mindset, waiting for things to change rather than actively shaping our own destiny. By blaming external factors, we relinquish our power to change and improve our situations. Taking responsibility is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic thinker, believed that we are responsible for how we respond to life's events, regardless of the external circumstances. In his meditations, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This teaching reminds us that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we react. Research in psychology also supports this idea. Studies have shown that people who adopt an internal locus of control, believing that their actions directly affect the outcomes in their lives, tend to be more successful, have higher self-esteem, and experience less anxiety. On the other hand, those who externalize blame often feel powerless and are less likely to take the necessary steps to improve their lives. To make this principle practical in everyday life, start by shifting your mindset from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. When faced with a challenge, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What can I do to make things better?" Whether it's a mistake at work, a problem in a relationship, or a personal setback, acknowledge your role in the situation. This doesn't mean blaming yourself unfairly, but rather understanding where your choices and actions may have contributed to the outcome. Once you take responsibility, you can focus on what steps you can take to fix the problem or improve the situation. By taking ownership of your life, you gain the power to change it. Number 6, adversity as opportunity. When life throws challenges our way, it's natural to feel defeated or overwhelmed. Many people view adversity as something to be avoided, a sign of failure, or a reason to quit. They see obstacles as setbacks, and they often react with frustration, anger, or despair. This response can create a cycle of negativity where each setback becomes a confirmation that life is unfair or that they are incapable of succeeding. When you approach life with this mindset, adversity becomes a roadblock, limiting your growth and potential. However, in Stoic philosophy, adversity is seen as an essential part of life and an opportunity for growth. The Stoics, especially Seneca and Epictetus, taught that hardship isn't something to dread, but something to embrace. Seneca once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This mindset suggests that facing challenges is not a punishment, but a chance to develop resilience, wisdom, and strength. Science backs this up too. Research in the field of positive psychology shows that people who see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as threats, are more likely to overcome them successfully. They experience better mental health, greater life satisfaction, and increased emotional resilience. In other words, how you perceive adversity can determine whether you rise above it or remain stuck. To apply this principle to your own life, begin by reframing your perspective on difficult situations. Instead of thinking of setbacks as failures, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I use this challenge to grow stronger? This shift in mindset helps you move from a place of victimhood to one of empowerment. When something difficult happens, take time to analyze what you can control, what you can improve, and how the experience can help you become a better version of yourself. This approach might not make the challenges disappear, but it transforms them into stepping stones toward your success. By embracing adversity as an opportunity, you not only grow through the experience, but also develop the mental toughness to face future obstacles with confidence and clarity. Number 7, living with purpose and goals. Without purpose, life can feel aimless, and it's easy to fall into the trap of living on autopilot. Many people go through their days simply reacting to the world around them, ticking off to-do lists without a sense of fulfillment or direction. This lack of purpose can lead to feelings of emptiness, dissatisfaction, and a sense that life is slipping by without meaning. It's as if they are merely existing, rather than truly living. In contrast, Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of living intentionally, with a clear sense of purpose and direction. The Stoics believe that a meaningful life comes from aligning our actions with our values and goals, rather than letting external circumstances dictate our happiness. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This statement reflects the Stoic belief that we shouldn't just theorize about what matters in life, we should act on it. Research also supports the idea that having a clear sense of purpose is linked to better mental health, greater resilience, and a longer life. Studies show that people with a sense of purpose tend to have lower rates of anxiety and depression, and they report feeling more fulfilled and connected to others. Living with purpose isn't just about setting grand, long-term goals, though those are important too. It's about incorporating intention into every day. Start by identifying what truly matters to you. What do you value? What do you want your life to stand for? These aren't just big philosophical questions. They are practical inquiries that can shape your day-to-day decisions. Once you have clarity on your values, set specific, achievable goals that align with them. This might be improving your health, developing meaningful relationships, or contributing to your community. Break these goals down into actionable steps and hold yourself accountable. As you make progress, you'll feel a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from living in accordance with your true purpose. By aligning your daily actions with your core values and goals, you create a life that isn't just about surviving, but thriving. You not only build a future you're proud of, but also enjoy a more rewarding and meaningful present.
We're almost done with this video, but before you move on, I want you to reflect on your life. Are you going to stay stuck, feeling drained and defeated? Or are you ready to take charge and transform your future? If you're ready to make that change, I want you to make a commitment. Drop a comment below and say, "I am determined to live my best life no matter the obstacles. I will succeed." I'll be reading through all your comments and I'll feature the most inspiring one on our channel. If you want more life-changing content, make sure to hit that subscribe button.